The executive producer of CBS News 60 Minutes, Bill Owens, resigned today. Now, normally that would probably not be news that we would bring you, except the circumstances rise to the level of, well, alarm, because President Trump has been suing CBS News and its parent company, Paramount Global, for $20 billion for what the president calls, quote, unlawful and illegal behavior, unquote, though his accusations, according to legal experts, do not withstand scrutiny.
Ladies and gentlemen, Behind the Line proudly presents to you another exciting edition of The Woke! Turning on The Woke! This episode is brought to you by the Boodle Soother. Have you just been fired? Has your woke welfare expired because you absolutely sucked at your job? If you are suffering through the angst of a bruised tutor, soothe that caboose with the Boodle Soother. The Boodle Soother is designed for rapid relief and will have you sitting comfortably in minutes. We have miniature tubes for first-timers, mid-sized tubes for average-sized roids, and supersized tubes for experienced women who used to be boys. Quit living in pain and get instant relief today by going to boodlesoother.com. You know, I am amazed. I am absolutely amazed at the level of outrage that we are seeing right now throughout the mainstream media. Headline at MSNBC: why it's so discouraging to see 60 Minutes producer resign. Oh my, it's so painful. Who's gonna be targeted next? I'm so scared. Oh! I understand why the media is concerned. I understand why Jake the Bongo Tapper is filled with uncontrollable rage that borders on toxic masculinity. For starters, in my opinion, 60 Minutes producer Bill Owens, he did not quit. Uncle Casey thinks that he was fired. Sure, CBS gave him the dignity of pretending that he quit, but after reading through his statement, after reading countless articles on the situation, it is abundantly clear to me that Owen and his little Billy were fired. Like I said, I understand the concern from the mainstream media. It appears that Bill Owens was fired because CBS was receiving immense pressure from the Trumper. Donnie filed a lawsuit against 60 Minutes and CBS for $20 billion. Some outlets are reporting that the lawsuit was for $10 billion. The New York Post, it's reporting $20 billion. Either way, CBS had billions of reasons to get Bill Owens the hell out of there by the time the current season of 60 Minutes ends next month. While I understand why the Trumper wanted to sue CBS, doesn't mean I necessarily like it. As corrupt as our mainstream media is, I don't want the president or politicians suing. I don't want them trying to strong arm or regulate the media. I don't think we need government intervention because the market will correct itself. Just look at what's happening to CNN and MSNBC. Both networks ordered a double dose of woke wiener, and now no one is watching their garbage. But my question is, where was all of this media outrage when Johnny B. Biden was accused of pressuring big tech companies to censor content creators? Where was all this media outrage in 2020, 2021, 2022, when Facebook and others were censoring anyone who had the audacity to question Aunt Fauci? The media supported that censorship. The media was fine when we were being censored, but when the same thing happens to them, the media is suddenly outraged. Strange. While the lawsuit was possibly the main reason that Bill Owens was fired, this decision, it should have happened either way, because Bill Owens has turned 60 Minutes from a credible news program into a gigantic polished turd with a complete lack of credibility. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. Are you struggling with back problems? Do you deal with minor aches, minor pains throughout your day, and you don't want to go to the doctor because all the doctor's going to do is find something else wrong with you? Even worse, prescribe addictive medication that you just don't want to take. Me personally, I hate going to the doctor. So does my wife, who actually deals with back pain, which is why she started using CBD lotions and oils from Sugar Mountain Trading. Now, this is not THC. It's not going to make you fail a drug test. These CBD lotions and oils are designed for rapid pain relief. My wife deals with nagging back pain from time to time. Tried over-the-counter stuff. We have tried the chiropractor. None of it ever seems to work. Within 5 minutes of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, her pain was gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. All CBD products offered by Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20, BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. I know this may be hard to believe for younger viewers. Hell, most young people, they probably have no idea what the hell 60 minutes is. They probably think 60 minutes is another way to say an hour. Or if they were indoctrinated at Woke U, 60 minutes would be the amount of time that it takes to select their gender on Grindr. Ooh, am I identifying as him today or am I them? Believe it or not, 60 Minutes used to be a credible news program. For decades, Mike Wallace was one of the most feared and one of the most respected interviewers in Washington. But over the last few years, and especially since Bill Owens took over in 2019, the credibility of 60 Minutes, it has dropped faster than tuck-friendly bathing suits at the Butt Bongo Festival. The reason Donnie filed a lawsuit is because he was basically accusing 60 Minutes of manipulation. They were interviewing cackling Cam Harris last fall, and they edited the interview to make Cam appear competent. Now, anyone who has seen Cam Harris speak without a teleprompter, they know Cam is incompetent. Now, the woke media, they are claiming that this was typical editing, which could be true. Interviews are edited by the media all the time for clarity and time constraints. But most people believe that 60 Minutes did this intentionally to present Cam Harris as something that she's not. Now, if this were a one-off, you could write it off as typical editing. The problem is 60 Minutes has a long recent history of being completely biased against Republicans. 4 years ago, 60 Minutes aired a hit piece on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. They accused Ronnie of a pay-for-play scheme involving COVID vaccine contracts for Florida. Ronnie Mantis held a news conference where he provided detailed explanations refuting these accusations. Yet, for some reason, Ronnie's response to the accusations were deceptively edited or outright omitted from the 60 Minutes piece. But KC, maybe CBS wasn't at the press conference. Maybe they couldn't use footage from other media outlets. Oh, CBS was there. Matter of fact, the reporter responsible for this garbage, Sharon Alfonsi, she was in attendance herself at the press conference. This was not some clerical error. This was not an oversight. It was a blatant manipulation of the facts. 3 months earlier, that same reporter, Sherry Fonzie, or whatever the hell her name is, she published an overly positive puff piece on Angus King. Casey, who in the hell is Angus King? He's a senator from Maine, which I believe is still part of the United States. Most people forget Maine exists because no one lives there. King Angus, he claims to be an independent, but for some reason, he always seems to vote with woke Democrats when it comes to important issues. Strange. 2 years ago, 60 Minutes published an exciting report on global warming, which deacons at Woke United Methodist are now referring to as climate change. It's tough to convince people that the Earth is on the verge of spontaneous combustion when the Deep South was under 8 inches of snow back in January. Other times, the weather refuses to cooperate with their propaganda when summers are cooler than average. So, they decided to change the terminology. They decided to change the name to climate change. That way, they can pretend to be afraid of the weather 12 months out of the year instead of just 3. Oh no! The flowers are blooming and temperatures are warming up! It's climate change! No, it's just spring. 2 years ago, 60 Minutes published a report on global warming where they attempted to convince viewers that the Earth is in danger of exploding, which is fine. That's fine. But during the report, they failed to provide the other side of the argument. They failed to mention the countless times over the last 60 years that climate alarmists have been completely wrong in their predictions that Mother Earth is dying. Back in the 1970s, they were predicting the coming ice age. By the time I was born in November of 1984, I guess the Earth had thawed out. But I'm sure that was just an oversight. I'm sure 60 Minutes meant to include that information, but they had to edit it out because they didn't have time. Did the Trump lawsuit have anything to do with Bill Owens getting fired? Did the merger with Skydance Media, which will require FCC approval, and it'll make the CEO of CBS billions of dollars richer, did that have something to do with Bill Owens getting fired? Probably so. But at the same time, he also gave CBS plenty of reason to fire him. 60 Minutes has been destroyed. The show has no credibility. Bill Owens was also responsible for producing CBS Evening News, which has lost almost 2 million viewers since January. One CBS insider claimed that Bill Owens has ran CBS News into the ground. 60 Minutes, I should say, is no longer about investigative journalism. The show has become a dedication to Wiener and a promotional tool for woke books and woke movies. The lawsuit might have played a part, but Bill Owens gave CBS plenty of reason to let him go. Give me your thoughts on this. Bill Owens resigns or is fired after over 30 years at CBS. Was he responsible for destroying 60 Minutes? Did he give CBS legitimate reason to let him go? Or do you think this was a response to the Trumpers' lawsuit? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.